It's Friday, April 8th, coming up on an all-new View. Henry's crime star Keanu Reeves is revealing if rumors are true about a new Bill and Ted and Matrix sequels. And his co-star James Caan's telling you about filming again at a place where he made movie history as Sonny Corleone. Then, Debbie Reynolds is sharing her last conversation with dear friend Elizabeth Taylor days before she passed away and unveiling her collection of iconic fashions from the most unforgettable movies that you could own. Then, designer Elie Tahari's telling you his amazing journey from homeless in New York to household name in fashion and showing off his latest looks he designed with real women in mind. All that, hot topics and more, coming up on The View.
Sherry, tell everybody what you were doing with Steve Harvey the other evening.
Yes, I co-hosted an event with Steve Harvey. It's the Steve and Marjorie Harvey Foundation. It's a wonderful foundation. Steve takes 100 young black boys to a farm, and he provides them with mentors over a weekend to teach them how to be men. And it was so wonderful, especially for single moms like me. So I co-hosted this event with him. It was a lot of fun, and it was really great to see Steve Harvey. He had to co-host the event. A lot of big wigs there. They honored Tyler Perry, the president of Ford Motor Company, and Chris Rock for their work in the community. Now, Steve Harvey was very straight-laced. He set the tone for the evening. He was censoring himself. Very funny he was. So they honored everybody. Right. It was great. Then they honored Chris Rock, and Steve was giving the bio. The only time he let loose was to give the title of the play that Chris Rock is in, called With the Hat On. Oh. That's Chris Rock's play.
Is that right?
Now, Steve he hadn't cursed all night. He said the with the hat on like 9 times. Then they brought Chris Rock out, and it was completely different. Chris Rock came out, every naughty word that you ever thought of came out of Chris's mouth with these big wigs and powerful people who have to write the checks, the money. People fell out.
They liked it.
Everybody was cracking up. They loved it.
They know Chris Rock.
They know Chris. Now, but it made me wonder, would it have been the same had it started out and Steve didn't censor himself, and if he was just the way he normally is? Or was it because, you know, later on everybody was a little bit more relaxed, they had drinks?
It would have been overkill, then the audience would have been used to it by then, right? But didn't you tell me he also made a joke about a Martin Luther King joke?
In between there, because he was doing all these funny jokes, and because yesterday, April 4th, Martin Luther King got shot, so he made a joke about, you know, wow, what if he was going to get a pedicure, and that pedicurist must have been so mad that Martin Luther King didn't make it. It was just like this.
Silence.
It was silence, but him being the comic, he went back to where he was. People were falling out on the floor. So it was really very cool to see the difference.
If Steve Harvey had started with that, I don't think people would have really been as accepting, because that's not Steve.
Right.
If you had done it, people would not have been as accepting, because that's not you.
If I had done it.
If you had done it, people... First of all, if you had even been there, I would have written a check. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but if I had done it, it wouldn't have been a shock. Right. To have Chris do it, it's not a shock, because you know his material, and you know his material is going to go all over the place with all kinds of subject matter, and that's what's great about Chris.
Well, it's very funny, because Ricky Gervais, we talked about this before. Now, when he did it, when he hosted, was it the Golden Globes? He got a lot of flack because, you know, he went there.
He didn't go where he
was critical of other celebrities, and they don't like that.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, 55-year-old Cindy Jackson, and that's her real name, just broke the record for getting the most plastic surgery. Cindy Jackson had 52 procedures, including lipo, eye jobs, 5 facelifts. I don't know what was left to pick up after 4.
She looks like the girl who had the 10 surgeries, the Heidi Montag. She looks like Heidi Montag.
Yeah.
You know, this is the thing. She says that she's not addicted.
So that's how
she loves the way she looks. But when you got 52 procedures, you got to ask yourself, when does it stop? Because she just had the latest one. She injected collagen into her hands to make it fuller because you can see more of the veins.
Obviously, she's addicted to surgery.
But, you know, does she know that father time never stops ticking? That next week you're going to be a week older, so no matter what...
You know how you... listen, the only thing anybody has to know is all somebody has to do is look at your neck.
Aren't they even able to do that now? No,
you know, my neck is good. I don't have but 4 rings around my neck. But you can see that, you know, if you're wrinkling... You know, I know you say get a little bit done, but 52, you know, because people know how old you. They know. Right. You can't fix your hands. People can tell. Because you come out all, and then you're like,
That's what she did. In your hands. Put the collagen in her hand.
Move her hand.
Because
we see what happens with the actresses. They trust. I saw a movie. I'm not going to say which one. But there's an actress there. She is crying in the movie. Face is not moving at all. It's like tears. And then she talks like this at the same time, so you can't tell what's going on.
Who is that?
I'm not telling you. So, Elizabeth, tell us what you're doing Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Hey, on Sunday, from 11 to noon, I'm actually going to be on QVC for Fitness Focus with me. And I'm featuring a new treadmill with iFit Live technology, which is awesome. You can run anywhere virtually on this treadmill. And my ab glider, my little training tools on how I get in shape at QVC, 11 a.m. on Sunday. So come hang out.
We need 2 machines to look like you?
Yeah, you know.
The iFit and the ab glider?
Yeah.
You got to do. That's a lot of work to look like you.
Listen, just bringing your hair up to blonde is going to be a lot of work. We'll be right back with Keanu Reeves and James Caan. Keanu Reeves plays a guy just released from jail for bank robbery he didn't commit. And his co-star James Caan isn't buying his plan for payback. Take a look.
I figured it out.
You figure what out?
My dream.
Oh, that's good, good. So what is it?
The bank.
The bank is your dream?
Yeah.
What bank?
The one I didn't rob.
That's your dream?
Yeah.
What kind of cockamamie dream is that?
I did the time. I may as well have done the crime.
Yeah, time crime. Right.
So what do you say?
What do I say about what?
Will you help me?
Help you what?
Will you help me rob the bank?
You came to jail to ask me to help you rob a bank?
Yeah.
Please welcome Keanu Reeves and James Caan.
Keanu's like, I don't feel like kissing everybody, and right? You don't have to here.
No, sometimes you don't want to kiss. No, and sometimes you get kissed anyway. It's a funny
sometimes we just make out with the guests backstage.
Awesome.
Wow. I miss everything.
Kidding. Keanu, kidding.
Let me ask you, because, Keanu, you play an ex-con toll collector who tries to convince Max, your prison mentor, to help you rob a bank. Now, what is with this relationship? It's a very interesting relationship because it sort of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's, let's see. One day I'm at home and a high school friend shows up at my door. He says, can you help us play a baseball game? I get in the car. I think I'm going to a baseball game. They go into a bank. They start to rob it. I get caught.
Right.
I don't talk. I end up in jail. I meet this guy, Max. And he's...
Because you don't snitch on your pals.
Because I don't snitch on my pals.
Yeah.
And You know,
One
being
out from your life.
cellmates, you know, we kind of... You're a bit of a philosopher, Con... What are you? Con man?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Make-believe philosopher.
Yeah.
And it's like when you guys and congratulations on the film. It's actually, it had a lot of funny moments in the film. When you were in prison, James, your character didn't want to leave.
You mean in the movie?
In the movie. Oh, well, okay.
We'll get to the other
one later. But with your character, you were in prison, and every time you went up before the parole board, you made up stories about why you should stay there, and they would keep you there because you loved being in prison. What was there to love about being in prison for your character?
First of all, it was written, and I needed the money. So, but
But
if I had to get into the acting,
how did you justify it?
well, you know, a con guy, you know, you make a living by lying a lot, but there comes a point where you lie to so many people, you forget who do you lie to. So that's trouble. You know what I'm saying? But in prison, like, you are who you say you are, you know, so that you don't have that pressure. And you also, as they say, the old expression is 3 hots in a cot.
Right.
And, you know, you do what you do, and everything's fine, you know. There's no pressure.
You're hanging out.
Everybody believes me.
You can do whatever you
We
want.
had some stuff where I was telling them I was a karate actor, all kinds of lies.
Yes.
And
Those came easy to you.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean?
Too easy.
yeah, I practiced it for a long time.
Keanu, you know, not only do you star in the film, you produce it as well. How did you get James involved here? What was the process there?
It was a gift
Easy,
from
yes?
He
above.
reverted to this old, it was an Indian trick. He fell to his knees and begged.
Yeah, but it worked.
That's all that matters.
No, we worked on the script for about 5-6 years. Got it to a place where we thought it could go out into the world, and actually, yeah, we sent it to Mr. Caan, and
Mr. Caan.
Mr. Caan.
Mr. Caan.
this is Mr.
I'm
Caan.
at that age now, I guess. It's
No,
Mr.
no,
Caan.
no, you were Mr. Caan even back in the day. Come on.
And in this movie, Mr. Caan was doing a lot of stunts. You climbed up the stairwell outside. You were fighting people. You jumped up to grab a guy really quickly.
Yeah.
So
You
how
like
did
that,
that feel? Yeah, doing the stunts. What was that
Well, I
experience
mean,
like?
you know, I've got these screws all over my body, and they're from, like, non-Jewish activities, basically. So, I mean, that's what I've done in my life. This one I broke trying to get it out of my mouth. That wasn't a stunt. Yeah.
If you guys had to commit a crime, though, what would you pick?
If I had to commit a crime?
If someone said you have to commit a crime, which crime would you commit? Just curious.
I think the one with the biggest profit. That makes sense.
So a bank.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Like
I don't know.
corporate crime.
But there's a couple people that I would like. I'd like to go away for. See, I don't believe in karma. You know that karma's justice without satisfaction.
Yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean?
right, yeah.
So there's a couple people that I'd like to watch suffer. So I'd go away for that.
You go away for that.
Couple. I only got a couple.
So there's still a little Sonny Corleone in there.
Just a little beating. Not a terrible beating, but a little beating.
Enough to hurt.
Let me ask you.
Enough to go to jail.
The movies that you've done, I love your movies. Thief is one of my favorites. Of course, The Godfather. What happened to Vegas, man? I loved that show. I loved that show. Bring it back. Did you get tired?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, it gets a little old, but the truth is, I don't know. You know, they kind of run out of stories, and then they were cutting the budget, so I helped them cut the budget. You know,
So shut it down.
yeah, but you know, I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
There's a lot of infighting and nonsense that
I was
goes on.
sorry to see it go, man, because first I loved seeing you on television
I miss
again.
the movies,
I miss you
you
on
know,
TV too.
You know, the search for work is fun. You know.
Keanu,
Hello.
let me ask Keanu a question. You're a Canadian. I didn't realize that.
I am,
You're
yeah.
Canadian. And,
Yeah.
one person.
We always have a
Yeah, we
great
always have
audience
somebody from Canada.
We always have one that always says, so I'm a Canadian, eh? You know, then we know who they are. But you drove, I read that you drove from Toronto to Los Angeles in 1985 with no money, looking for a career in Hollywood. Tell me a little about that. I like
Well,
those
actually,
stories.
you kind of just told it.
That's the whole story?
Well,
Did you have a breakdown on the road? Anything happen to you?
I drove with a girlfriend, and then it was in my first car. It was a 1969 122 Volvo. It was British Racing Green. It had holes in the floor. Made it across the country, and I was I was 20, almost 20, 21 years old, and
you did it.
Yeah, landed, got to the ocean, and then my agent and my manager said, we want to change your name.
What the heck was
Did you
it?
change it? What to?
No. Oh, God, I shouldn't have even brought this up.
That's a
No,
normal
I
question.
couldn't, well, I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree.
Who came up with Keanu? That's what I'd like to know.
That's my parents, my family.
Oh, that's your real name.
That's my real name.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
Keanu is the family name.
Yeah, it's my family name.
This is what I want to know, because you are taking over the internet. We got some people. You were sitting on a park bench one day, minding your own business. Somebody took this picture of you. Now they have the, and they put them in different settings, and they're calling them Sad Keanu. Now we got you with kittens. We got another picture of you with the cast of Grease. We got another picture of you with the cast of Pulp Fiction. Do you see it? Have you seen these pictures?
I mean, it's
Keanu?
all over the place.
You've not seen it?
Do you do any of the internet stuff, that tweeting and twittering and?
No, I haven't done that.
Do you, James?
I can't even get my email. I don't even know how to do that. I'm serious. I can't. It takes me like an hour to go, hi, how are you? You know.
It takes so long.
But you like
I wanna
you
talk
write
to
letters, right? You like the written.
Texting them, email and stuff.
I refuse to answer them.
Yeah, I mean, you were speaking about it yesterday that you like the contact, personal contact,
just,
the whole thing.
you know, there's no personal stuff anymore. Right. You know, I like the old idea that, I know I'm silly, but like keeping a note from my dad or keeping a nice little letter from an old girlfriend or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore, does it?
And
I want to talk to
Not
somebody,
from
I'll
my
talk
old
to.
girlfriends,
Don't
but
write me a
certainly
note.
I
Talk to
letters. But
Whoopi,
you have one more. Yeah,
I just want to clear up. Those are called Sad Keanu pictures, but you are not sad. Are you, Keanu?
No, I'm not sad.
Does he look
He
sad?
does not look sad.
I'm here with you.
He just looks Canadian.
Canadian Keanu.
And there you have it. We want to thank Keanu Reeves and of James Caan. Henry's Crime opens today in select cities. We will be right back with the incomparable Debbie Reynolds.
Hollywood scandal of the 50s when her husband, Eddie Fisher, left her for Elizabeth Taylor.
He did?
He did, Debbie. That didn't last. But Debbie and Liz's relationship survived right up until her death. She's here to share her story as well as some incredible Hollywood history you soon will be able to own yourselves. Please welcome Debbie Reynolds. Whoopi is salivating already.
Well, I know what it took for Debbie to collect all of this. And this, you know, she had the museum, she had everything, and I know we're going to get to it later.
We're going to get to that in a second,
yeah,
but first, we have to talk about Elizabeth Beale because she just passed away recently.
Okay, so whatever you want to do, it's okay with me.
Okay, well, the younger generation may not know the whole story.
I know, they shouldn't.
So why don't you tell them what happened?
Well, I don't know. What do you want to know?
Well, let's see. You were married to Eddie Fisher. Elizabeth, who has recently passed also. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And Elizabeth Taylor was married to Mike Todd, the great impresario. What do you call him?
Singer.
Showman.
Okay. Yeah, showman.
And then Mike Todd died in a plane crash. Yeah. And Debbie's husband, Eddie Fisher, took up with Elizabeth.
Yeah.
and dumped poor Debbie and married Elizabeth.
Well,
so now take it from there.
These things happen. You know, best friends should stick together.
You were best friends with Elizabeth, right?
Well, Elizabeth and I went to school together at MGM Studios. Oh, yeah. I was 17, she was 17. And then through the years, I met Eddie Fisher and married Eddie. And we were young and fell in love, and he was really cute. He was very cute. He was cute. Coke time. And anyway, he saw Elizabeth, Eddie, after he married me, and he thought she was really cute.
Yeah.
Well, you can't make a man leave a woman unless he wants to go.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay. Don't I tell you? I'm telling you.
Well, you know that song, Leave Him Alone, He's a Family Man. Do you ever hear that song? Well, that's the other side of this.
Doesn't mean anything.
Well,
if he's unhappy,
no.
That was up to
Eddie.
It's up to her.
Oh,
It's up to Eddie where he wanted to go, or it's up to every man where he wants to be.
But now you spoke to her 2 weeks before she passed, Elizabeth Taylor.
Well, Elizabeth, she's been very sick, you know. We're all happy that she's in a better place now.
She was ill.
Because she was so ill.
And I mean, really, really sick for 6 years more. And so it was far better that she go to a better place and not have any more pain. Because, you know, if you love somebody, if you care for somebody, you want them to be well and not be unhappy. She loved life. You know, Elizabeth loved life. And I know because she took part of mine. And, she's the best.
That wasn't true, Debbie. Was this?
I'm completely over it.
There's more fun, interesting stuff to this story.
No. I just, you know, you have to forget it. You have to forgive it. Yeah. And then it doesn't mean you forget it.
But you did. The two of you were on what was the Queen Elizabeth ship. And you, years after this happened, forgave her on this boat, correct?
Well, I was going on a boat with my second husband. I decided I'd marry again, somebody older and somebody very rich. It sounds like a good idea. He stole $20 million. Yeah. So doesn't always work out. So we got on this. We were on this ship, and it was the Princess Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth. Yeah. And I see all this luggage go by, Vuitton, 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 Vuitton. I said, "Who's the Vuitton luggage?" And they said, "That's Elizabeth's." I said, "The Queen is on the plane."
On the ship?
On the ship, and they said, "No, it's Elizabeth Taylor." And so I started to dive off. Because I didn't know, we hadn't seen each other yet, you know. So it was a sort of a, I didn't know really what to say to her. I really didn't know what to say to her at that time. I mean, even though it came to me, because these things do come to you. When it's over, it's over. And so that night I said, "This is dumb," I said to my husband, who was really a lovely, lovely man, even though he lost the money. Well, he didn't really steal it, he just took it. I'm so dumb, I give it to them. Drop by, anybody. So
you're on this boat, what do you do?
Elizabeth sent me a note, and I sent her a note, and it so happened we were on the same floor. And she had all her birds with her and her chickens and her. She had all kinds of pets.
Did she say she was sorry?
In the letter, of course. Well, she didn't say that in the letter. We said that much later. You know, it's just silly. Let's get this over with, because we had people hiding behind bushes taking pictures. You know, the paparazzi, the cuckoo. They go nuts.
She was done with Eddie by then, anyway, right? She was on to Richard Burton.
Using the word "done" is right.
Yeah.
And so truly, when you guys said, "Let's get over this and be friends again," you really meant, you know, do you miss that friendship?
Well, I always miss a real, true friendship. And when you're young girls in school and you kind of grow up together, you know, why should it be broken up by a man that doesn't really matter in the end, you know, but you don't know that in the beginning. So it's kind of a contest, isn't it? Life is not a bowl of cherries. You know?
But you were having fun. You are still touring your show. It's a one-woman show, Alive and Fabulous. And tonight, actually, you're at the Tilla Center in Greenville, New York, which is fantastic.
Can I just say, I've seen her show. I saw her show at the Carlisle. She is fantastic. Her show is so good. You must catch it.
You see her on the stage.
She's the best impressionist.
Everything. She sings and dances.
But I can't do it, and I'm not feeling very well. They talk about it. No, but you know that they took one leg off. I said, "The hell with it."
You know what? You cannot.
I don't know if you want to do Katharine Hepburn. I can do that too. Whatever you want.
You must stay.
I don't know.
Don't go anywhere. When we come back, Debbie is showing us some of her incredible Hollywood costumes that soon could be yours to own.
You're not going to believe me.
Right.
Reynolds, who has an unbelievable collection of the most iconic fashions from unforgettable movies, and for the first time she's putting them up for auction. But I wanted to say before we start, you and I are in a film by an author named Janet Ivanovich. She wrote a series of books, and the first film, you're starring with Katherine Heigl. You're the feisty grandmother. It's called One for the Money, so go out and see it. I can't wait to see it.
I'm Grandmama Zoor.
And you had to audition for this. You've never had to audition for anything. Singing in the rain. They offered
I
it to
figured
you.
just take me. I'll be funny.
Yes.
You are funny.
We make you audition.
We can see where Carrie gets her sense of humor.
Carrie is my daughter.
Carrie Fisher.
Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Now,
she's on that diet. What is that thing?
Jenny Craig. How's she doing?
She did great. Just great. She loves it. She likes the food. I've been eating it too. It's not bad.
All right, so we are going to get on. We really have to know about this. You've been collecting Charlie Chaplin's hat. And you've been collecting costumes from Oscar-winning films for the last 50 years. Why are you auctioning them off?
Well, I've decided that since I couldn't get any cooperation to build a museum, because really my heart broke when all these clothes were being auctioned off. Honestly, I couldn't stand it because I was 16 when I went to MGM. I was there 17 years. I've been in the business 65 years. I'm 79. I love show business, and I want to keep it. I wanted to keep it and have a museum for all of you out there so you could come and see your favorite star and see their costumes and all that. And I didn't.
This, right?
No, I wanted it anywhere.
Nobody wants
This is for years. She's been trying to do this museum.
I've been doing this for 50 years. So I've been spending my money, restoring everything and saving everything. And I hoped I could do it. But it's the one thing Debbie didn't get down.
But this is, I mean, I was so surprised by some of the pieces. This is the 7-year-age dress from Marilyn Monroe. This is supposed to, some people's opinion, get the most money in this auction.
Well, that picture is so iconic.
What do you think someone is going to pay for this dress?
Well, supposedly $1 million, because Marilyn's saying, "Dear Mr. Happy birthday to you."
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. President. I think that got $1.5 million or something. So anyway, they say $1 million and $1 million and a $2.
Are you sad about this to have to?
I'm glad that the people are going to get it and they'll have it, but it'll be individual. Whereas I wanted it to be all together.
This is actually
Elizabeth when she was 12 years old.
Her riding outfit.
For National Velvet.
National Velvet. This is the when she broke her back. This is when her trouble first started. Yeah. But it's a wonderful costume to have.
Did she ever want this back from you, Debbie?
She didn't know I have it.
She may have met your husband, but you had a costume.
You had to go. Now this, right here, Debbie. Now this is another Elizabeth Taylor, Jim. This is the gorgeous headdress that she wore in Cleopatra. You ever put that one on?
Isn't that beautiful? Oh, no, it's so beautiful. It's all handmade. It's all 24-karat gold. Isn't it gorgeous?
Well, that's worth $1 million.
I love it.
I think it's so gorgeous.
This is way better than a husband.
This is
all of this.
Richard Burton.
Look at this.
Richard Burton wore that in the same. No wonder she fell in love with him.
Yes.
I'd throw Eddie away too.
I did it.
There's another.
Now this outfit, because this is when he was playing Mark Antony in Cleopatra.
Yes.
Now, did you ever have any man of yours try that outfit on? I mean, because very sexy, that outfit.
Oh, well, Eddie laughed, and my second husband, no, I don't think he would fit that costume. That was Richard Burton. It is a beautiful costume. It's in magnificent condition, and as a matter of fact, because I didn't have enough money to buy it, it was going at another auction. Elizabeth put up the money for that.
Oh, she did for you.
Are you keeping anything for yourself, or are you going to get rid of everything?
This is Gentlemen Prefer Blondes.
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah. She had the most fit.
Now, you should keep this one, I think.
Well, I think that I should keep them all.
Okay. And, oh, my goodness, this is a Wizard of Oz. This is Dorothy.
Got the shoes.
Sound and Music. Debbie, all of this stuff, everybody recognizes these fashions.
Barbara Streisand. Hello, darling.
I know, I just really want to know, Debbie, this has taken you 50 years to collect, and you are auctioning it off for people, but are you really ready to do this?
June 18th, everybody come.
Are you really? Are you
can do it over the email, or what is that called?
The internet?
Internet.
Wow.
We'll have all the information for people up on our website.
Is there something that
I guess it'll be on your website, and also it's Profiles in History Internet.
Very nice.
There's got to be something, Debbie.
Do you have Princess Leia's costume?
No.
But wait a minute, Debbie, there's got to be one outfit that you are going to keep for yourself out of all of those.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna sell everything, unless my children decide they want to keep The Unsinkable Molly Brown, which was my favorite movie. So they may decide to do. Or Tammy, since it was my only hit. I hear the cottonwoods whispering about Tammy.
That's not your only hit. What about your early days with Gene Kelly?
You want to sing that?
No.
Charlie Chaplin's hat.
Charlie Chaplin's hat we didn't talk about.
Oh, Charlie Chaplin's hat.
Well, we have Charlie's, and we have Laurel and Hardy's. And we have all the wonderful...
Oh, my goodness. Whew, this is something else. And
hello,
it's June 18th.
Charlie. Well, hello, Charlie. You're so cute and you're adorable, my dear. He didn't sing that. Hello, darling.
This is a walk through history. Thank you so much, Debbie Reynolds. Part 1 of the auction is June 18th at the Paley Center for Media in LA. For information on the upcoming auction, you can check out our website. We'll be right back with Fashion Friday with Elie Tahari.
For women everywhere, because he doesn't design with models in mind, and he's here to unveil his latest line. Please welcome Elie Tahari. We're glad that you are here. We love that you consider the real woman in all of your looks, and I want to take everyone back. You have a really interesting history. Your parents divorced at quite early age. You grew up actually in an Israeli orphanage, and in your early teens, you joined the Air Force, and by the age of 19, you took $100 in your pocket, and you came to New York City.
Look how cute you are.
And you knew, handsome, still handsome as ever. Did you know that this was the place for you? You obviously had some sort of pull here.
When I landed at Kennedy, and I got out of the airport, and I saw the big cars, and I saw the energy, I felt the energy, and I thought, this is where I was looking for. Because when I was a kid in school, I used to run away from school and go to see movies, Hollywood movies. And I always wanted to be a part of it. Just the culture, the energy. So when I got here, it felt that I'm in the right place.
It's so funny. In 1970, you made popular the infamous tube top.
Oh, yeah.
So can you tell us how that first one got sold? How did you sell your first tube top?
Well, at that point, I already opened a small 12 by 16-foot store, and I started selling tube tops in my store, and I started making them. They come on a roll, the tube, and you cut the both end and stitch them, and you have a tube top.
Right. I love a tube top.
And I used to sell them at retail, but I decided to sell it to the stores. And there was a trade show, a boutique show in McAlpin Hotel on 34th Street. So I took all my stuff, the tubes, the order form, the pencils, everything I needed, and I went to the office of the trade show, and I asked them for a room. But they said they were sold out, and I can book it for the next show in 6 months. I was a little boy at the time, and when I look back, I didn't take a no for an answer, and I went on one of the floors and pinned my tube tops on the hallway and gave order forms. And pretty soon, there were a line of people until the security guy came here and said, what are you doing here?
He didn't want a tube top, did he?
No, he didn't want a tube top. So she chased me away, and I went to another floor. And by the end of the day, I had orders for like 250,000 pieces of tube tops.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's how I would
And we're thankful because that tube top became so much more. And you brought some of your pieces from your spring collection to show us here today. And we're going to start with the first look, which you say is all about color, right?
Yes, it's and red. Yes.
Same idea. Love that.
Well, today we're using giant models. They're professional models, so they're very tall.
Giant models?
Giant.
She's looking at you like, hello.
Usually the dress will fit a little bit above the knee. So all the pieces you're seeing, they look short on the model. But this is a cotton red dress. A stretch, which is great for work, great for
stretch.
Yes.
I love the color and the ruffle detail. Now the next look that you brought
This piece is about layering. It's a three-piece with an embroidery vest, a leather vest, and a leather, thin leather, paper thin skirt. We are very good in the leather with the detail and
great
so.
combination.
That's adorable.
Now, I do want to let everybody know you've teamed up with Emmy Rossum with the bags, correct?
Right.
Great project.
This is the Emmy bag. Yeah, there is.
This one as well. Oh, this is pretty. That's really pretty. And this is another Emmy bag, and then neutral story here.
Right, it's a celebration of American sportswear from the 70s. If you notice on the jacket, it's a leather cut suede with lots of detail in it, and neutral color and golds are
Is this a top and a skirt?
Yes.
Oh, gorgeous.
It's a corset.
Bustier coming to 42 double D.
Oh, my God. That is remarkable.
So cute.
Yeah, the next model. And this is a couture look that you have, right?
Great cocktail dress. It's a stretch charmeuse printed. We're known for our prints. Very beautiful print. With a neutral sandal and a raffia handbag.
Gorgeous combination. What is charmeuse? Love that. Love it. What is charmeuse? And now our last look. We're going to bring out for you. Chinese silk. All the way out the 70s, right?
Metallic, very lightweight metallic fabric, summer evenings, with a casual belt on it, with a.
So pair this with something like a leather belt, and it kind of gives it a little,
a little sporty look.
Oh, it's fantastic. Thank you. Love the gold in there. Elie, we are so glad that you are here with us today. We love your story. We love your clothing. Our thanks to Elie Tahari. Hey, members of our audience are lucky today because they're going home with a beautiful necklace from the Tahari Jewelry Collection. And we'll be right back.
Hey, we had a great time. Hope you did too. Have a great day. Take a little time to enjoy The View.
Get in the swim. ABC Shark Tank is all new tonight at 8, 7 Central.